16 miles to do today, and there is feckle wind. So Jeanette's option obviously would be to motor, but my option is to might as well get used to it and see what we can start doing. It's almost straight square, which so it's not real flash for the Jenica, although I could probably pole it out. But I just wanted to try some other sail combinations today to see how we go. So here's what it looks like. Out on the windward side, we've got the Genoa poled out with the extendable whisker pole out probably 30%, I suppose, 30 or 40%. It can go a little bit further, but it doesn't need to go much more than that. And then on the other side, we've got our staysail. And because it was collapsing and banging and slatting back and forth and virtually doing nothing, I decided to try and see if I could rig it out on the end of the main boom pole, given that we're not using the mainsail anyway. And this is how I've done it. Run the line from the clew over here back to the end of the main boom, which then runs back to a sheet winch with the main boom poled out pretty much all the way to get some sideways motion on it, so that we present as flat a surface as possible to the wind. And you can probably see from the surroundings, although videos aren't very good, that despite having this huge amount of sail area, we are barely moving. And that's because there's about maybe 3 or 4 knots worth of breeze, I suppose. But yeah, a lot of sweat, I tell you, to get this set up the way it is for not a lot of motion. But it's nice to do it, and you can get a decent look at I guess 2 of what will be the most used sails we've got. This little staysail here, it's really quite small, and it also, as well as having a furling drum on it, which is really just used for furling it away, it has a set of reefing eyes in it, which make it end up, when we lower that down and reef it in, I haven't tried that yet, but it'll make it a very high cut sail, probably a little bit bigger than I'd want for a storm jib. So I've still got to work out whether that's going to cut it for a storm jib or not. It's as heavy as all hell, and it's triple stitched, so it's actually probably built for it, but yet to ponder that one a little bit more. Anyway, let's go and see what Jeanette's do. This is always interesting. Here she is.
Trying to work out the route to get back to the States.
Jeanette built up such a sweat getting those 2 sails deployed that she's decided she needs a little lie down in the shade now. And anyway, let's... And you can, there's the wake screaming past us. You can probably, or you may be able to see the occasional bit of seaweed in there that's just whizzing along. There's not a lot of motion there at all. And let's have a look at it. This is our chart plotter. Hopefully you can see that. There's a bunch of lines on there. There's a dotted line which shows the waypoint I'm heading to. This yellow line shows the wind direction. The red line shows the current heading of the boat. There's a bit of current and leeway here, so it's heading in a slightly different course to the course we're steering, but that boat will eventually come and crab sideways. These little digits here are the depth. We're in about 13 feet at the moment. Gets pretty shallow over here, 7 feet. That's the Bahamas for you. Down here, a measly 5 feet. And the other instruments, this one, hopefully you can see it, shows how fast we're going. Roaring along at 2.7 knots. Most people have pets in their backyard that can walk faster than that, and particularly I'm thinking of snails. But anyway, and this one shows you the wind direction. It's coming from almost astern, and the apparent breeze is gusting up to, oh look at that, 1.8 knots, 1.9, 1.7, 1.6. Yeah, why would you bother? But that's sailing in the Bahamas, folks. See you next time.